on to part 3 of our Wave 5 look at the Kenner Real Ghostbusters collection. A lot in this wave, so we had to break it up to multiple parts. Next month, we'll only have 2. But we have, and this part of it, after we had the Screaming Heroes and we had the monsters, now we have what are called haunted vehicles. These are, in my mind, a continuation of the Haunted Humans line because they still come with characters that resemble humans until they transform. But now there are little mini vehicles that come with them, almost like mini rigs. If you think about Kenner, they have a history of that. So the vehicles also transform alongside the humans. So I'll be showing you those two. So we have Wicked Wheelie, and then we have Air Sickness. And the only other item in the line I decided to throw into this video is going to be the new roleplay accessory called the Ghost Spooker. The Ghost Spooker is basically going to contain a trap, which acts as a speaker. And then the receiver part is going to help you do voice modulation and spooky sounds. So yeah, I mean, it tacks in with your other accessories. It stacks together, so it looks like essentially the trap and pedal. So it's kind of really cool how they hid that receiver as the pedal, but it gives you another little roleplay accessory. Before we had the release of the trap, which is coming soon, we had this. So it just gave you something to tie in with your proton pack that was already released and expanded a little bit. So why don't we check out these figures and then we'll get on to this little roleplay item. So onto our haunted vehicles, we have Air Sickness here, and he's in this like one-man powered glider with a little motor on the back of it. So essentially what happens here is this starts to come apart. You take the glider apart here. The first part comes off, which is the fins at the top, and then you can see these little wings popping out, and they snap into place on both sides. And then this little head comes out, and it becomes like a little, I don't know, demon ghost glider creature. So this becomes its own little thing. The engine on the back here, this comes out. You can see a face on this side. The propeller still turns. So he's a little ghost that's in the set. And then you take the seatbelt out, and you can put any character in here. And the seatbelt comes out, and then you can see there's a tongue here. These are teeth. And then you bring this forward, you can see the eyes and the exhaust. So this becomes a ghost too. So you have 3 ghosts as the vehicle. And then you have Air Sickness here, this guy. And he turns into a haunted human. Little arms come up, kind of like a propeller ghost himself. I don't think this spins all the way around, but he has this little parachute on the back, and I feel like this could go in here. Yep, and then you could have this little spinning combo thing going on. So yeah, so you have another haunted human, a pilot that turns into this ghost thing, and then you have a 3-part ghost, essentially, with his little craft. So this is a fun little one to add to the series. And then we have Wicked Wheelie. So Wicked Wheelie is a biker. You could put him on the bike here. He's kind of like perfectly molded to go on the bike and hold the handlebars and ride the bike. And the bike has wheels on it that spin. So you could do that there. And then he comes off, and then he is also a haunted human. So you have this biker that transforms by pulling his face down. And then you can see he's got the wheel and the engine and then this ghost face in there. So he's an easier transformation there. Not much fun to him. He's a manual one, just like Air Sickness. You don't squeeze his legs or anything like the other haunted humans. And then his bike is also a transformer. So its wheels come out, or its sides come out here, and you have these little blue claws that are hidden in the side, and sometimes they can be tricky. There we go. And then the third wheel, or the second wheel here rather, comes out, and that transforms with a little claw type of thing here holding the wheel. And then the top part of the bike comes forward and transforms into a little monster face. So this thing opens all the way down. I think this is as far as it opens, so you can see the mouth, the eyes, and I think these kind of act like horns at the top. So this is essentially your monster bike transformed here with Wicked Wheelie next to it. So he's got just a one piece here, whereas Air Sickness has got multiple ghosts inside his little craft that gives you other characters to add to your set and other ghosts to bust, essentially. So this is basically the setup, but this is kind of cool. I mean, I liked how this expanded the line and added multiple characters in one here. And I love the Haunted Humans line, so I'm glad to get a couple more. So these guys are just really cool and became favorites of mine. Plus, we're getting some more ghost vehicles, which we haven't had since the Highway Haunter. Okay, so those are the figures, the rest of the figures in this line, other than the monsters, the Screaming Heroes. Now let's check out that new roleplay accessory. So here is our Ghost Spooker. You can see it mounted on top of the other unit here. There's a little clip to get it to hold together. And then you can just slide it out essentially to separate it. You can see the likeness of the Ghostbusters trap from real Ghostbusters. And this is essentially just acting as a speaker. You can see the speaker on the side here. And then you have your lead that connects all the way to your pedal. That is your receiver. A couple buttons here. You can turn the volume on. You could do off, and then you can adjust the pitch. So I'll give you a quick demo of what this sounds like. We're going to do a low pitch first. There is no Dana, only Zool. So you can hear a very low pitch, essentially, of me doing the Zool bit from original Ghostbusters movie. And then you could do a very high pitch, too. I'm a ghost. So you can do anything in between, but it does high pitch voices, low pitch voices. I mean, still working after all these years. I am really impressed with that. I just dropped the batteries in. Yeah, I mean, this thing held up to the test of time, but I like the deco on it. I like how you can mount the pedal on top, essentially, and just kind of keep it trapped there, and then I guess mount it on your pack. But yeah, so until we got the Ghost Trap, which is coming up in a future wave, this was the Ghost Trap for your role-playing accessory. And it had a very long lead, too, so you could throw it out there and then have the pedal here, which was essentially a voice modulator. So I think it's all built into here, and this is just the speaker. So it was a clever way to hide the speaker in the modulator into parts of the trap, so I kind of appreciate that. But you can't do anything on here. There's no knobs or anything. There's just the voice and the volume adjustment on here. So that's really it. Very simple, very cool little toy. Yeah, really expanded things and helped you scare your siblings or your parents. Just dropping the trap in the voice. But it's cool how it has that effect that you can copy sort of the terror dog voice or anything else in between. So that is your role-playing accessory, the Ghost Spooker voice modulator. And that wraps us for Wave 5. I know that was a lot, 3 parts, but this was the only wave, this is the biggest wave, I think, in all 10. The only wave that had simultaneous releases of Ghost characters along with a new wave of hero characters, and then other addendums onto that. So everything else, we either just got a hero wave or a Ghost wave. This one was really massive, and it makes up for it because in Wave 6 we have very, very little. I think there's only 3 new characters in Wave 6, and then a couple roleplay items. Wave 7, we get back up to our average release with a new hero wave. I don't want to spoil it, and a couple other things, and then more roleplay. Wave 8, another hero wave, some other creatures. Wave 9, another hero wave, a new vehicle, and then Wave 10, which was the amazing exit to the line. So a lot to look forward to. They're not. I don't think we're going to have as many parts as we did with this one, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, this last part of the wave here, we got a couple new vehicles / add-ons to the Haunted Human line, and then we get a new role play. It's been a little while since we had a role play, so it's good that they moved the line forward. We're going to get a lot more role play in future lines, so looking forward to that. But yeah, keep continuing. We're going to be doing this series on Thursdays every month. We'll have just 2 parts next month, so stay tuned all the way. We get up to Comic-Con. I'm hoping that we should be done with Wave 7 by the time we get to Comic-Con in San Diego this year. And then we're going to have that awesome release, planned release of the Ectoglow Copter, which will finish out that Wave 10 card back, essentially. But that's all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you guys next time.